reconnecting after what, several years, because we met in the beginning of 2021, I believe.
Yep. And
Our-
all of those projects we did together were awesome and nice experiences.
right? Yeah.
Hmm.
What you do, in a sense, you risk your life every day. What you do.
Yeah.
What has made you who you are?
Following my instinct, just being myself, always trying to, learn something new, accept all the opportunities and everything that comes my way.
Yeah. And you've been through quite a few difficult experiences, as many young people today can relate to. Can you talk
Mhm.
a little bit about some of the challenges that you've gone through?
Injuries and hitting my head, going through surgery on my knee, and so many things. It's kind of hard for me to find the most impactful, but there's a lot. Yeah. When I was younger, back at school, I feel like I didn't have the right support because I'm more of an active person. So it takes a lot more than just me sitting on a chair and someone just, spitting words at me for a whole day, for me to learn.
What you're saying is the educational system, the way that the classroom is structured, or the way the teaching is structured, just didn't work for you. It just didn't work for you to hear words or try to remember things and in that conventional way.
Exactly.
Were you able to get through school? And if you were, how many years of school were you able to get through?
I got to the highest degree the last year of high school. Um, but I didn't finish my math classes. I definitely look back and I see a lot of stuff that would have been different if, I just had some kind of like guidance.
But it sounds like you were actually learning math or even physics, so by doing your skateboarding.
I
In real life.
really was, yeah. I'm not bad at school. I just learn a different way, I think a lot of people just have different ways of learning.
That's absolutely true. And a lot of students today, are going through what you've gone through. So we do have, an educational system that does not work for many, many young people.
At a young age, I really I really like fell in love with skateboarding, and that kind of led me on a whole path where I kind of found myself through skating. And I just wish I would have had, some of the older people look out for me in a way where they would just give me the right advice, give me some structure in my life.
And where did your drive come from? Is it something innate that you were born with?
Living in a creative environment. I guess my mom's a dancer, my stepdad's an actor, and a lot of people in my family like are artists. So I think that has kept me going. A lot of just skating and everything is very hard on the body. So perseverance, martial arts.
You were born into a family that had a lot of that fire already, in a very artistic sort of channel. So you were really kind of born into that environment, both genetically and experience as well.
Exactly.
Okay. When you were on your way with what you were passionate about, or you started to find that and develop that, you had the motivation and the purpose to finish your high school courses.
Mhm. That's exactly it, because when I realized I could skate, it gave me like a lot of motivation because it felt like, okay, like basically I could, you know, do my work on my skate trip and then come back home and then go through for the exams.
Yeah.
And yeah, it helped me a lot. It definitely helped.
It's a big deal, when we have purpose or motivation that comes from purpose to do what we're doing, and we know why we're doing it. Many young people today, um, don't have that purpose, don't have that motivation, we're lost. There has to be some kind of a purpose or vision or excitement about something in our lives in order to be motivated to move through certain things. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Tell me this, who inspired you or who opened you to the whole skateboarding world? How'd you get into that?
So that was my uncle. He gave me my first skateboard. The first time I went to the skate park, he was skating a ramp. It was a pretty big ramp too, so it was kind of impressive for me being pretty small. And yeah, I just got hooked to skating because I guess the turtles, Ninja Turtles would skate, and a lot of the cartoons and stuff. I I looked I looked at with skateboards, so that's how I got hooked. When I opened up a magazine, I think that was like early high school, and I saw a picture, and as soon as I saw the picture, it like kind of gave me like a flash. Like I realized, oh wow, I can do this. Like I at that moment I realized, that I had it in me.
Wow, that sounds like a huge life moment when that happens, like when something
Yeah.
deep recognizes that's it, something
Uh-huh.
clicks.
Yeah, something clicked.
Is there anyone else in your life who actually really inspired you, especially in the earlier years?
Yeah, I think my mom uh was mainly the one because she was already, doing dance shows and touring, and I got to see it firsthand. I would attend the classes sometimes, and I just got to see how everything worked. And I guess at a young age, I kind of started to learn, how you know uh, an independent worker kind of like moves and does everything on their own.
That's actually like guild learning. Our nonprofit is called the First Guild, as you know.
Mhm,
It's all about guild learning. It's all about learning through experience, learning hands-on from someone who is like a master at something, and
mhm,
we're like the apprentice. And so we learn by actually doing, by experiencing, by being immersed into that. So in a sense, you were born into a family where you were able to learn a craft or several related crafts through the guild style of
mhm.
learning, which is probably really the ultimate way to learn for any of us.
Mhm. Yeah.
So your mom is definitely an inspiration. One of the foundations of her art and her dance is classical ballet.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is a very serious and a very challenging art form. So she has that under her belt, and
Mhm.
nothing provides a foundation like ballet because of the assets, the qualities that it basically prompts us to develop mentally and physically. So it sounds like it was enough to really give her the strength, the power, and the other qualities to really move into other things from there.
Mhm. Yeah. When my mom was pregnant of me, that's when she got offered a pretty big, gig, I guess you would say, which was with the Ballet Jazz de Montreal, and then she refused it because she was pregnant and with me, and I think that was the end of the ballet career for her, but not the end of her learning experience through dance.
Mhm. So she was meant to basically change her direction. Life puts us into certain situations for a reason. So
I'm sure the ballet helped shape a lot of everything she's accomplished. She was a really good ballet dancer, I guess, for her to have that opportunity.
she must have studied for several years the ballet,
Uh-huh.
be even invited or accepted into the Ballet de Montreal, which is quite an accomplishment. And
Hmm.
certainly
Exactly.
your audience, a lot of young people. It's not an easy thing to do. Not many people can do that. We're talking about physically. People come to see you.
I see a lot of kids that I meet, for the very first time that they look up to me, and the first thing they tell me usually is that they look up to me. So it's a really interesting position to be in.
Yeah. Why? How did they find you and why did they look up to you?
I feel like I'm one of them. A lot of the kids that I teach or that I train, I see myself in them a lot, and I see sometimes them being lost, and I can see how I was lost. I can guide them with some advice, or just give them the tools to change their situations.
You see yourself in them and that's why they see themselves in you. So
Mhm.
other than the fact that you're a big part of the Montreal skating scene, these kids connect with you. It sounds like they don't connect like that with everyone. There's an aspect of you that is very accessible, and not only accessible but really feels for them. Tell me a little bit about who these kids are. Give me a few maybe pictures of the faces of these young people who come to you, because that's basically the faces of you.
Yeah. So, a lot of the kids are just from smaller towns, around Montreal. Some of them have parents that push them to skate every day, every other day. Some of them, they're more on their own. You'll see them at the skate park late by themselves, and they're pretty young too. So you can tell some of the kids are just well grounded. They have parents that really look out for them, and for the most part, they're doing really good for themselves. Express themselves a little better because you could tell that the situation at home is a bit better. Those kids I tend to talk to a lot, just so that they can help look after the other ones that need a little bit more guidance. If you don't have anyone to turn to, then at least you'll have a few of the kids that will be there for you. And that's kind of what I try to do. I see these kids, they come from all over the place. Some of them have money, some of them don't. And I try to just create this thing where, like, we share what we have as a community, and we just help each other out.